Compliance.
Hi.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks. Lloyd.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Did you find the place alright?
Yeah, it's fine.
Lloyd is joining us today just to make sure everything's okay in terms of data privacy and GDPR.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Well, look, first of all, I want to thank you both for giving me the time today. It's really appreciated. I know you're on a tight schedule today, so let's get straight into it if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Great. So obviously we've been working with Aiden at Beaumont for over a year now, and they've been seeing a lot of success with the system. And look, after chatting with Aiden, it seemed like a great idea to discuss this opportunity for the rest of the hospitals within the group. Now, look, I know we have chatted a bit over email, Anthony, and you've had a demonstration of the platform before one of the account executives. But can you kind of bring me back and tell me exactly why again, or what exactly recruitment is making your life more difficult right now?
Sure. To give you an idea of my current situation, we have a number of vacancies live on the website. So, of them, some of them have been up for a few months, and we're almost constantly hiring due to turnover of staff. And really, it's just not finding the right people.
Okay.
With some roles, there is a total lack of candidates, and others it can be 50, and not one of them is the right fit.
Okay, that's not ideal. Look, you're not alone in that situation. I can tell you that much at least. What exactly are the teams using to track applicants?
There's a system, but the system is completely outdated and a huge pain right now.
Okay, I think they're using like email inboxes and spreadsheets and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a nightmare to manage interviews and communication with candidates. I just know a high number of applicants are not being responded to, which is a serious issue, and it's really difficult for me to tell if the HR team members are being compliant with candidates' data.
Okay, candidate data, and I guess that's where things are making your life more difficult then,
Yeah.
right, is it? Yeah.
Definitely. Like a big part of my role would be just to make sure that all the systems that we have in place in hospitals are GDPR compliant. We have to protect the hospital's information as well as candidate information as well. It's difficult to track what the hiring managers are doing with the CVs, whether they're putting them on GDPR compliant servers. And right now, just there isn't enough volume to put a better system in place for us.
Okay, and look, I know exactly where you're both coming from a GDPR perspective, and for tracking applicants and even attracting candidates. I know how difficult it can be. But Beaumont Hospital was in a similar position this time last year. We've solved their problems, and that's why we're having this meeting today to see if we can do the same for the rest of the group. So Resumo provides clients with an end-to-end recruitment marketing platform. This will not only help you attract candidates and find the right fit, but also manage all of your vacancies and applicants efficiently, all while being fully compliant with GDPR. So look, you know yourself how difficult it can be to find the right person. The war for talent seems never ending at this stage, but if we keep posting jobs trying to attract candidates the same way, and if things are not getting better, then obviously look, something needs to change. With your Resumo profile, you will receive a detailed page to show candidates why they should choose you. So it's less about what the candidate can offer and more about what you can offer them in terms of a place to work. So look, I suppose, do you mind giving me an example of a role that's giving you a big headache at the moment, Anthony?
Nursing roles.
Okay.
Every time they're constant pain.
Sure. So look, put it this way, you have a limited number of nurses in the country. Every hospital is out there trying to grab them up. You must show them why they should choose you. You need to sell your employment brand. By working on your employer branding correctly, you will be able to decrease turnover and the average time to hire.
Okay, that makes sense. But I literally never heard of Resumo until Aiden brought it up. So nurses aren't going to go to the website.
Okay, look, and I suppose you're right. A lot of people haven't heard of Resumo, and I understand why people see this as a concern, but we don't actually depend on candidates going directly to our own website. When you publish a job on Resumo, it will go to your own website plus a number of top job boards to give you maximum exposure. So while they may not be going to Resumo, you can be sure that they'll be appearing on websites like Indeed, JobRapido and Glassdoor. That's going to bring you a lot of traffic.
So it's going to multiple websites.
It is, yes. Yeah.
That sounds like it could cause more problems for me.
And look, I'm glad you said that, Lloyd, and that's really where the applicant tracking system comes into play. When you post a job on Resumo, it will go to all of these sites, but when candidates apply, they're all going to be funneled into one system. That way, when you're managing all of your CVs and applicants that come in, instead of using like spreadsheets and email inboxes, it's going to be in the system on the back end. We call it candidate flow, and since it's in one system, it's going to make it much easier to track applicants' data and remain compliant with GDPR.
Okay, yeah, right, that's all well and good. But you're a startup, right?
Yeah, we are.
You know, being GDPR compliant isn't easy.
Well, of course it's not, but our system does make it much easier. like one example is when candidates apply, there's a button they must tick to allow you to hold their data for a certain period of time.
Right, and what is the retention period?
Like the default is 3 years, but you can customize this on the back end. There's a complete tab for GDPR protocol that's fully customizable, just to ensure that the data privacy settings are meeting each hospital's own requirements.
Right, and how do you guys handle removal requests?
I'm glad you asked again. So candidates, they also have their own dashboard on Resumo, and this is where they can request for their information as well as put in a request for their information to be deleted as well.
Okay, and where is the data being stored?
Everything is stored safely on the cloud through the AWS data centers in Dublin. So look, of course there's a lot around GDPR, Lloyd, and I know how important the hospital's privacy is. So what I can do is I can send you over an email with Resumo's Data Privacy Act, and that's going to have all of the information you need, if that sounds okay.
Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
Perfect, I'll send that to you after the meeting. Look, keeping each hospital's data and candidates' information secure is just one part of the system. What's going to be incredibly useful for you, Anthony, is the dashboard of the ATS. So using this dashboard, you will have access to automated reports detailing recruitment statistics. Staff will be able to automatically message multiple candidates in one go, and you'll be able to see if they have completed this task, so you know everyone is getting a response. Plus, this will completely overhaul the need for manual systems like the email inboxes system you already have set up. And like our clients were doing things the exact same way as you before, but now on average we save them over 60 days per year. Like, how does that sound to you?
I have to say I'm impressed. Looks like your company really done its research.
We have, and look, it's by working closely with organisations that like your own, and more importantly listening to our clients, that has helped us create the recruitment solution that we have today for our clients. So look, I'm glad we are all in agreement. I really want to bring this to the next step. What do we need to do to get this implemented for each of the hospitals?
Okay, Stephen, look, it looks great. You're pretty happy with everything, like?
Yeah, I can't find any discrepancies in it. I mean, everything seems in order, and it's definitely a bonus that it's stored in Dublin as well rather than abroad.
Perfect. The quote we received was a little bit expensive. What can we do for us there?
Look, I heard there was a little bit of resistance when it came to the quote, but look, it is going to cover each of the hospitals within the group, meaning each hospital will have a full profile for attracting candidates, and you'll have one centralised system to track and manage everything as well. And again, that's going to help you be compliant with GDPR the whole way through. Now, I know when we first discussed cost, Anthony, you didn't know a whole lot about our system and how it can help, right?
Yeah, you're correct.
So look, you came to our meeting still unsure about the product and price, whereas now you presented your pains, and I've been able to present a remedy to each of them with the bonus of keeping everything compliant with GDPR. Our system takes care of multiple pain points for multiple locations, and it's really disrupting the recruitment tech market. So really that's why the cost is, I suppose, where it is. And like, unfortunately there really isn't any way we can make any reductions without limiting your package. I hope that's okay.
No, that's fine. Look, that's completely understandable. We are interested, and I can see this really helping out, and price shouldn't be a major roadblock considering
Great.
it's already going wonders for Beaumont.
Mhm.
If you can draw a proposal for me and send that my way, I'll bring it to the next board meeting and see if we can make the purchase.
Fantastic. Look, I'd be happy to get that proposal ready for you. When is that meeting with the board?
The 27th.
Okay. Do you know like what member of the board would usually be responsible for purchasing?
Yeah, that would be the CFO, Greg Stevens.
Okay. Greg, perfect. Would you mind if I reached out to Greg, Anthony, maybe like ahead of the board meeting, just to discuss the price and ensure he understands the value that we can bring to the group?
That shouldn't be an issue.
Perfect. And look, while we're at it, should we have a quick catch up maybe like before the 27th? Look, we could do the 25th just to make sure we're on the right track. Maybe sometime in the morning.
That's fine.
Amazing. Great. And look, I'm going to send you a soft copy, as I said, Lloyd, of that data. So if you have any more questions regarding the data privacy or GDPR, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Yeah, look, I appreciate it. It looks fine anyway, so I don't think it'll be necessary.
Great, perfect. So look, I want to thank you both so much for your time today. It has been a real pleasure. I think we can all agree that Resumo would be a great fit and will be able to solve a lot of the obstacles that the hospitals are currently facing. So let's work together on this to make this work for the board, and hopefully we can have you up and running by Q1 in 2020.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.